Alright, today is the day. It's currently July 25th at 3:07 p.m. and there is something that I've been super excited for, which is set to arrive today. And that thing is the Nothing Phone 3. It's Nothing's first shot at making a truly flagship device. Let's just hope that it lives up to it. I think that might be it, so let me go ahead and grab it. So this is it. Let's go ahead and open this up and see where our phone is. So we've actually got more than just the phone. Here's the headphones, but this is for another day. And here is the main attraction, the Nothing Phone 3. All right, enough talking, let's actually get to opening this up. So Nothing did go with their classic design where you can actually see the design of the phone, so you get a nice little sneak peek before you actually open it up. And to open it up, we got this little tab right here, which we'll go ahead and pull. And then, let's see, does it just slide out? Here is the other box where the phone should be. And opening this up, here is our Nothing Phone 3. So this is the white one. I did go for the white one. There's also a black model, but this is the one I wanted to go for because I think it looks a little better with the transparent design. And what's really nice is even though this is a flagship device, Nothing did go ahead and include this transparent case. And then you also do get their really nice transparent USB-C to C cable. Especially at these flagship prices, it's honestly rare to see these extra goodies, but it's really nice that Nothing did decide to add them in, even though a lot of the competition doesn't do it and they really didn't have to. Getting a closer look at this, go ahead and just open this up. Here is what the phone looks like. And honestly, there's been a lot of controversy regarding the design of this, but I do think it looks a little different, and that is what Nothing is known for. They make different phones, and this is what that looks like. So this new look is a little different, and honestly, as I said, it's a little bit controversial because Nothing did stray away from their original design. The glyph lights, which are now gone on this device, and they've been replaced by something else, which I will get into. But let's be honest, honestly, with those lights, there wasn't really much you could do. You could see some ringtones, you can make some custom patterns, but again, other than that, there wasn't much else to it. So now we do have something what Nothing calls the glyph matrix. It is on the top right corner right there. It's a little display which can actually show some images and also show some animations. There are some pretty cool ones which we will get into. And with that being a screen, it can also add more function to it. So even though we don't have the glyph lights anymore, we now have the glyph matrix, which is gonna do a lot more for us. Also the camera layout, which is one of the things that were really controversial. It's a little different. It's got this funky little design, and honestly, it does feel a little rushed. It feels like Nothing just wanted to get this phone released, and so that's what it kind of looks like. But Carl Pei did make a video on this where he did actually talk about it, and if you do look at it, this camera on the top left is actually in the center because of that little module that they have in there. But again, it does look a little weird. But something I always praise Nothing on is their flat design. It still looks really nice. It feels really nice in the hand. And honestly, it feels like an iPhone in the end, but I do think that is good. And so there's nothing bad about that. So overall in design, I do think this phone is really well built. It feels really nice in the hand. It looks good and it has this very clean look to it. But where it gets good is in the display. So once you turn that display on, we get a really nice 6.7-inch OLED panel that does support HDR10+, so it looks really nice and clean. And then as an added bonus, we do get a peak brightness of 4500 nits, so when you're actually outside and using this device, you don't really have any issues with the sunlight. Also, something that is expected on a phone that's priced at this point, which the iPhone 16 doesn't do right now, is the 120 Hz display. It is adaptive, however, it does only go down to 60 Hz, which is okay, that's not really a big problem, but again, you do get the 120 Hz. The bezels are super slim, the colors are really rich, and overall, you do get a really nice display. But there is one thing that's letting it down, and with the Nothing Phone 3, even though it's priced at $799, which is similar to what the S25 is, for example, you do get Gorilla Glass 7i. So the scratch resistant is not as good as the S25, which has the Gorilla Glass Victus 2, which is a lot more stronger than the one on the Nothing Phone 3. So yeah, it is a really nice display. However, that's something that's letting this phone down again, which is something that a lot of people consider at this price point and really do want to get their money's worth. But one thing Nothing does do really well is their software. So Nothing OS is one of the cleanest softwares that I've used on any any device. And one of the key reasons for that is because it's very close to stock Android, which is really nice, the one that runs on Pixel devices right now. That's the Android that a lot of people love. It's very nice and simple. It is very organized and looks very clean. And nothing basically follows that language. With their OS, they do change it up a bit. They do add some themes and whatnot. However, overall, it's very similar to stock Android and it runs very smoothly, which is something we've seen on a lot of their budget and mid-range devices. It doesn't feel overly customized. They haven't added too much bloatware to it. And so overall, it feels very good. But moving on to performance is something, again, that a lot of people will have to keep in mind when purchasing this device. So nothing did go for the Snapdragon 8s Gen 4, which runs on a 4nm platform. And because of that, it's not up to par with, for example, the 8 Elite chipset, which is on the Samsung devices, and that is super good. So again, it's still not a budget chipset. However, it's not up there with the 8 Elite chipset. And again, that is something that the S25, for example, has, which is also at this price point. So again, something that a lot of people are going to consider when actually looking for their next device. So when you're paying $800 for a device, you really do want all the flagship specs. However, nothing, again, since they are a smaller company, they can't produce as much, so they do not get the same prices as those larger companies. And because of that, they do have to do some things like this, which again kind of forces people to not buy this phone and go for other options. So while I haven't really pushed this device yet, it's kind of hard that you feel that you don't get the best on this device. But again, we will have to see in the coming days when I do actually start using this and dailying this device. So for the cameras, we do get a triple setup. We have an ultra wide, a wide, and a telephoto lens, and all three of these lenses are 50 megapixels, so you are getting a really nice resolution to it. Again, I do have to take some photos with this to actually tell, but so far from reviews I've seen from other people, it's pretty good. You know, the colors are vibrant. However, it does kind of lack, and it doesn't really give a depth effect to its photos, which is something I've heard from a lot of people. And then for the selfie camera, we also do get a 50 megapixel. Again, I haven't heard too many good things about it. People say that it gets the colors wrong and it doesn't really look that good, but that is something I will have to test. And that's something that I will keep in mind for my review video. So for now, we don't really know, but again, a lot of people have said that the selfie camera isn't the best. So we'll have to see. I can't really comment too much about the camera department, but that is what I've been hearing so far. So here's the question a lot of people have been asking: is this phone truly worth $800? There's a lot of competition out there. We've got the Pixel 9, we've got the S25, and we even have the iPhone 16. And so a lot of people have to wonder if this is the phone to go for. And with some of the cuts that they've had to make, like the display where they have the Gorilla Glass 7i and the chipset that's inside of here, honestly, this makes the question even harder to answer. But again, there are also a lot of positives. You get a really nice software, you get this really unique design, which honestly has been growing on me. And again, this is something that Nothing does really well. They have their own design, they have a unique design to their devices, and that's one of the key reasons why their mid-range devices have really popped off in a lot of places. So for people that are actually tired of the usual slab that we're getting, and for people that really don't want to pay for those foldable devices, which are super expensive, like the Z Fold 7 is $2,000 right now, it's kind of refreshing to see a design like this and a company that's actually trying to go for a different approach on the way phones are made. So the big question, who is this phone really made for? Probably not the power user, not the spec chaser. So if you do want a phone that looks cool, it feels minimal, and it actually stands out from the crowd with all of these slab phones that we've been getting in the past couple of years, this might be for you. It's fun, it's different, and honestly, it knows exactly what it wants to do. This is the language that Nothing has been following with their devices. And again, without using this device, I can't really say too much, so we'll have to see how it is in my actual review. So that's gonna wrap it up for this, but we'll have to see in the coming days what Nothing has brought to the table with the Nothing Phone 3. Again, this is a super unique phone, and so far I've been loving it a lot, and so we'll have to test this out and see in my review video if it's actually worth the $800 and if Nothing has done a good job in the flagship market.